Hello, and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Factorio. So, I did finish researching turret damage. Let me see, where are we? Yeah, we got turret damage 3, which actually, let me confirm this really quick. I took down notes to see if that does actually affect turrets. And we got one over here. It's 1 plus 192. Yes, okay, so, well, wait. I did turret damage, not bullet damage. I'm an idiot. Oh well. Well, we have almost double damage now on our turrets, which is fine. That's not a whole lot of damage considering that our current bullets do 5 plus 2 physical, so that's 7 versus 4. Yeah, we do significantly more damage, and I'm not setting up the production lines for making a whole bunch of piercing rounds for my guns because this is all just temporary as far as I'm concerned. So, but isn't everything? No. We're gonna stay away from that particular set of philosophy for now, and especially since being reminded that there is no point to anything makes playing something like this even more futile. Okay. Just a little bit of pontificating. If nothing makes any difference either way anyways, then you should do what you enjoy, and if that includes playing a game like Factorio, then I'm fine. That's totally cool. No worries at all. Forget my existential crises. It's meaningless. But yeah, anyways, aside from deviating from the normal scheduled interestingness there, let's go ahead and I'm a little worried about my ammo situation. I mean, yeah, okay, aside from the fact that that's a lot of ammo, it's not enough to feel totally confident about. So I am going to build up the infrastructure I need in order to have some satellites going. So oil processing. We are starting on all the oil research chains right now. So we're going to do fluid handling, which is going to allow us to actually store the oil once we get it, which is going to be necessary as we are going to build the means to harvest before we build the means to process. And so it'll be good to have like a nice little backlog saved up of it. So first things first, we are going to come down here and we are going to build a research outpost right here on this little island, which hopefully is they don't really generate a whole lot of, they don't generate any pollution except for increasing the output of your whatchamacallit, your steam engine. So we will go ahead and do just half ammo here because I'm not saying it's impossible that it's going to be attacked, it's just unlikely. That was the whole point of the whole pollution rant there for a second. So, and then we have to run telephone poles all the way up. I kind of wish I had gotten the fancy telephone poles first, but that's going to be fine for now. No worries. Once again, once that's done exploring everything we wanted to explore, it's going to get torn down anyways and moved around, and we'll figure out things from there. It'll be a very different setup whenever we have solar panels, because we'll just basically make a way for it to power itself, and that'll be no big deal. So, and then we'll come out over here to this far corner where we have our other little memorial outpost, for lack of a better term or phrase to use it. Or turn of phrase, if you will. Ha ha ha. Let's see. We are going up here. There's definitely some copper up here, so that's cool. Oh, it's selecting things that are underneath the mini-map there, not necessarily what's on the mini-map. I keep wanting to mouse over it so it gives me kind of a general idea of what to expect in a certain area. And it never does it, ever. Let's see. Let's do that. One turret. Half a stack of bullets. There we go. And then we'll run power all the way back. Yeah, really wishing I had the better power lines right now, but once again, whatever. Slight lack of foresight on my part, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and hopefully not run out of telephone poles on our way back. That would just be a little inconvenient. And we'll come down around the lake here, backtrack a little bit, which I hate, but can't really do anything about it as far as I can tell. Let's do that. Man, oh man. Got enough telephone poles there, bro? Alright. And we'll tie this into this power grid right there. Awesome. So that's 2. Let's see if you can tell. Well, they kind of systematically go around, and there you go. There's one sector scanned. It takes like, I don't know, 5, 6 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that to scan an extra square, and they have a pretty crazy range, so like a really huge chunk of this map is going to be available to us to peruse before very long. And I'm going to kind of do this Mickey Mouse ears. I do a full hex, but they use so much power, and I'm not prepared to handle that just yet. Yeah, We've already got it using half as much power as all of our miners, so we are actually going to have to upgrade our power systems really quick. We'll make 2 more steam engines, and since we are on our way to go kill that other base, we're going to do it without a care in the world. We're just going to throw those... Where are my steam engines? There we are. It was actually... I had stuff available to make one. I wasn't expecting that. So there's 2 more steam engines on the way, and that's going to max out our production rates for our current setup on pumps and all that other fun stuff. So fluid handling is done. What do we need next? We need advanced oil processing. That needs 75 blues, which we'll probably end up doing manually because that's pretty important. So the big difference is this. Whenever you do normal oil processing, it allows you to make 3... So just to break it down in kind of a more abstract sense, you put in 10 crude oil and it gives you 3 heavy oil, 3 light oil, which is the copper colored and yellow colored fluid there. And then the molecule is petroleum gas, and that'll give you 4 of that. So it still comes out to 10 resources for 10 resources, but it kind of does a weird split. In the long run, I don't. That's not a weird split. That's 10 and 10, but it splits it into 3 different resources once you process it. But with advanced oil processing, you get 1, 4.5, and 5.5, which is a much more relevant ratio for how processing should work. You end up using a ton of petroleum gas, barely any light oil for anything, and heavy oil only has 1 or 2 applications itself. So, and light oil is basically just used for turning into petroleum gas and also flamethrower ammo. And flamethrower ammo is kind of fun. So, and yeah, naturally. Although it could use some upgrades, to be honest. It becomes irrelevant after a certain point, and that certain point is fairly quick in the scheme of things. Let's go ahead and just power on these guys. So now we have more power. This will be able to support our last little radar, no problem. And we'll go set this up over here in this corner, way over here. So let's see. Do I have enough telephone poles to maintain this? Probably not, if I had to guess. So we're going to chop down a few trees really quick and make sure we have a number of telephone poles to use. So I could just as easily... Oh, wait, I didn't actually research anything. Hold on. Sulfur processing first. Sulfur is very good. That gets used for a lot of things right out the gate. And then... oh, we need copper. Let me go grab some copper real quick as well so we can make about 30, 40, 50 telephone poles. So let's go down here. We'll actually just grab up the wire so we don't have to make the wire in our pocket. And that's enough for that. So 10, 20, 30... 40, 50, there we go. 50 telephone poles should be more than enough to carry us over. And we'll just wander on out here and set up our last little research, or not research, but exploration outpost. And yes, got a little bit of a densely wooded area up here, no surprises. We've got a lot of iron, another fairly large iron patch, and a fairly large coal patch, and that might come in handy later. So we could definitely set up a train station there. There's also a patch up here that's trainable. And then right here, this is where we want it. Last exploration outpost, last turret for those purposes, and last half a stack of magazines for that. So let's do this. We're going to run our way back. Check on our ammo production. I think by now we should probably have enough ammo to feel at least more confident than we did at the start of the video. And yeah, then we'll go try to take out that last little base up there so we can start polluting as freely as we feel. And then not worry, have no cares whatsoever until later on whenever we inevitably start pissing off other natives in the area. So there we go. That's going to hook that up. And yes, so whenever you have the lighter squares here that keep updated tabs on like current enemy positions. So like this is real time. There are enemies there wandering around. Actually, they don't appear to actually be wandering at all, but I'm sure they are. Looks like we probably have some worms there to contend with. Worms are a totally different catastrophe on their own that you have to handle, and they are kind of a pain in the ass and will be very difficult for us to deal with until later on, because they do an incredible amount of damage, and they do it specifically on your turrets, and until you have laser turrets, you can't outrange them, and even then, it's kind of a tricky proposition because they'll kill you when you're not paying attention very fast. And so it's basically, you'll see, whenever I get to it, I'll have my little tactic where I use my car and a bunch of rockets, and then we go to town on it, and things are good. So, okay, we are now currently checking our ammo production. Ammo production is nominal. And, yeah, now's the debate. Am I prepared for this? Can I make it if I do this? At the very least, I could just leave a few turrets there to die and run away for my life and hope for the best. That's plan B, more or less. And then we'll just start doing oil production and setting up defenses so that we are not losing chunks of our base at a time, unwarranted. And I'm going to take a drink of my beverage. And, which is what I just did. I kind of announced it after the fact. But let's go ahead and set it up so that we can do more gun turrets. It's going to need copper plates, iron wheels. Or not iron wheels, but iron plates. Yeah, well, it needs iron gear wheels anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go like that. 2, 3. Okay, so now we have another even 20. We should be able to go to our wall production facilities and have more walls than we know what to do with. Probably. Yeah, so we've got quite a few walls. That's going to be enough to carry us over for real this time because we're not going to actually use them on anything but setting up our assault. So let's go ahead and sort of figure out which angle we want to attack from up here. This is going to be tricky. Now that we know that last method works, that was actually kind of an experiment to try to figure out how to progress as safely as possible. And now that I know that it works, it's like, well, okay, that's good. So let's improve upon it. Or how do we handle it in this situation? Or, you know, so on and so forth ad nausea. Okay, well, I don't really want to clear out trees here because if we get close enough and draw those biters, I am almost certainly dead. So I think we're going to attack from the east. So we're going to go through this line of trees here. The temptation to use grenades is fantastically huge. Don't mind me. There we go. Alright, good stuff. Hyper effective. And we'll probably be clearing that out later on just so that we can get through and get to that iron. Okay, now we have sulfur processing. We're going to need plastics, and also flammables, which allows for rocketry and flamethrower. So let's go ahead and do flammables now and get that out of the way. And then we're going to continue to clear trees here. Awesome. Alright, now we have a little path to go through there that we can expand upon in the future if we need to. Okay, so there's the biter base again. Hello. And we will go ahead and set it up way over here on the edge. We'll get our first line going here. And then, yeah, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's only 1 or 2 more than what we faced before. So not the biggest of deals, but significant enough to cause concern and pause. So let's go ahead and make sure we have enough for 5 guns here, like that. So we're just sort of establishing a template. And we'll do like that. And then, yes, as we progress, we will be able to go all the way up and down and build more wall here. Yeah, we got plenty of space and room to be able to pull this off. So that's 1, 2. These guns only take up 1 horizontal, so we will go 1, 2, 3. Come down here. Do that. Build guns. And take out middle gun. There we go. We have an MO for how we're going to handle this. And then we'll just slowly encroach upon them and kill them one by one. So let's do... Actually, we don't need to do this part until we actually see them trying to attack us, and then that will become a concern. But for the time being, let's go back. There was something I wanted to do. There was something... I'm not trying to chicken out. I'm concerned. I'm very cautious. I still, like, the debate is, okay, if this goes really well, then I might as well just say, okay, we could hardcore mode it. But also, it's the investment in time, you know? It's the sunken cost fallacy where it's like, I've already spent so much time in it. I might as well just be a cheap ass and keep saves coming until I beat the game entirely, because this is informative, and I'll do a challenge later, and there's all these little traps you can kind of fall into in the name of sort of keeping play expediting, but I don't know what's actually interesting. So there you go. There's a question for you as a viewer. Would it be interesting to see me die and start all over again? Because I don't know how much of this game I could actually play and not record before I'm just like, oh, this is pointless. I can't maintain my sanity doing this anymore. So that is a good question, unless this somehow manages to give me my ginormous YouTube fan base, which I know there's a few YouTubers out there who have, gained almost the entirety of their fame, or at least a very significant chunk of it, based on one or two gameplay, or two games that they play through indefinitely. And I'm just not sure if I'm ready to commit to that level of entrenchment in a particular game. So we're going to tear down our towers here. And let's go like this. We're just building our walls up here. And I really do want to go check and see if I have any more ammo ready. I know it's not going to be a lot, but this is just me delaying and being kind of paranoid. Alright, let's do that. Do we still have plenty of walls? We do. That's totally fine. Alright. We're getting closer. We're not there yet, but they should start aggroing any minute now. And we're going to do that. And we'll come through here just to expedite a little bit. Okay, there's that. Alright, they're now on the screen at this level of zoom. Okay, what do we want after that? We want... Oh, there's flamethrower. Flamethrower's real tempting, but let's go ahead and do plastics for now. Plastics is going to be a little bit more of a practical application. Let's see. Let's go over here and take these guys down. And yes. Okay, so nice and easy. Nice and easy. So, okay, let's do that. It's almost fast forward cut worthy at this point. I might have been a little far away, but we'll get some data out of this as far as aggro ranges go at the very least. So, either that or you're all anticipating and holding your breath and waiting for this shit to go down, in which case I feel pretty good as an entertainer about that. Let's see. Yeah, there's that one guy. All he's got to do is notice that there's this phantom wall slowly encroaching upon him and everything he loves. And then the alarms will sound. There we go. Cleared out that. Okay, one more layer down. Okay. There's definitely a level of breath holding for me. I know that much. Okay. This is going to be a nightmare to tear down later, I just realized. Okay. Yeah, we can see the bases. Well, let's do this right. If we're going to do it at all, we're going to do it right. Okay. Like that. I can't believe they're not aggroing yet, to be honest. Like, at this point, I'm just sort of like, well, fine, if you don't want to fight, just die. Like, make this easier for me. There we go. Okay. It's on. Okay, we need to do that, and then I need to also participate a little bit. There we go. First round down. And now it's just going to be a matter of doing the same thing, except with a little more tension in the air. Alright, let's go ahead and tear these guys down. We don't need them as much anymore. Alright, and then next set of walls. Like this. They're going to be mad. They're going to be real mad here in a second. Alright. Okay, there's the aggro. And this is when we need to start going fast so we don't run out of ammo. That would be the worst case scenario at this point. Once again, hopefully if I can get close enough to just be able to start lobbing grenades in there and take out a base or two, that'll at least make further attempts a little bit easier. Okay. Let's do that. And then we'll do right here like this. Okay. Yeah, it's still like, it's just right on their periphery, so they're not attacking in full force just yet. Or by full force, I mean, constantly and consistently in that sort of staggered manner that we want to get that'll keep everything very easily manageable. So let's just go ahead and do this. And there we go. If you look at the dev blog for this game, they're talking about being deterministic with their game, which is a fun term whenever you really get down to it. It's the idea that no matter what you do, the results are always the same, right? So making a game like this, or any game, it seems like it should be really deterministic, right? You have a solid set of rules where if everything follows the rules as they're made to be followed, then it should be deterministic inherently. But that's not the case. Like, there's just enough random and enough there's enough random and enough variability and a little bit of chaos theory thrown in there to keep everything random, like how these guys path, right? It's not going to be the same in every game, the same way that the spawn points are not going to be the same in every game because it's a little random. Anytime you have a random element in there, you take away your determinism, and so that's one of their barricades to making online play, as it's like you have to be able to reliably make the game exactly the same for everybody playing it, and that's one big aspect to making modern online games, is you can't just sit there and be like, this central base computed that this happened, so let's send it out to multiple sources. No, you need to have a reliable client side application that is going to be able to be the same across all boards, and therefore lower the amount of your throughput or your transfer rates or whatever, so you don't have to have this server running at all time making calculations and sending them to multiple people. The more you can reduce that server load, the better, and just kind of fun to think about. I'm not an expert. I just like I like postulating and theorizing on things like this. There we go. We're almost there. We can almost start nading the hell out of these bases, and that's going to make this a little bit easier, to say the least. So fortunately, we seem to be doing okay on ammunition. So let's go ahead and... Whoop. And I say that coming from a place where whenever I fill this up, I can still fill 2 rows of guns. As long as I can still fill 2 rows of guns without any issues, then we are fine on ammunition. So let's go ahead and just keep adding to it. 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, ultimately the goal is to be able to get in close enough to hit multiple bases with a single grenade, and that's when we'll know that we have hit the winning point, basically, or the tipping point in this little combat situation. Alright. Yep. Okay, we're automatically attacking. And those are going to take that out. And I think it's time for me to kind of venture forth here a little bit and try to nade them a little bit more. There we go. Alright. Yes. This is good. Oh god, it makes me nervous. Alright. Yes, okay, I can hit 3 bases right here and be in range of the gun so that I'm not getting killed. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. That was close enough for them to hit me. Alright. I can actually shoot and grenade at the same time. Whoa, okay. Well, I can shoot and grenade at the same time if my pointer were actually on the correct target. So now I can kind of solo this. Good to know that I can actually solo like this. Alright. And there's that base. And we'll just go ahead and we'll take this one out manually. How about that? Awesome. It worked. It worked! Again, it worked! Okay. It's the safest, most paranoid run I've ever tried to do like that. And now this video is basically over. Yeah, I'm a couple minutes over, but that's not a big deal. So yes, we're going to pick up our little artifacts here. I'm going to clean up our mess in the interim, and then whenever I come back, we'll start on oil production. That's going to be the plan. So plastics is almost done, plastics being one of the main reasons to do oil production, as well as we already have sulfur production. We have the ability to make flamethrowers and fun stuff, and yeah, I'm definitely going to make a flamethrower because that's just a crowd pleaser, isn't it? So let's make our memorial hideout here. Alright. Whoa. One second. There we go. Planting my flag. It'd be kind of cool if you could just plant a flag somewhere and then, you know, if the developers are cool with that, just being like, yeah, okay, fine. Since it's already kind of hard-coded in there that it can't spawn where you basically build anything, then we might as well make it fun. And so it's like, I win. Here's my flag. Get teabagged. Or crunked or wrecked or whatever your preferred term for domination is, and then yeah, there you go. That would be kind of fun. So, and also like a really solid reminder of the progress you have made. And for me, like, I like this idea of making sure the spawners don't come back because it forces me to kind of go out and explore more and more of the map as I go. So regardless, that's neither here nor there. I am not a developer, and I am bad at participating in the community. Might not be true by this point. Like, once these videos start going up, at the time of recording, Transistor's still playing. So, and I think I've already said in a previous video that I'm trying to catch up to quite a bit on my videos so that I'm good for a couple weeks, because I got a couple things coming up that I want to do, namely LAN parties and, you know, life that I should be participating in. So, yeah, I'm recording a lot ahead of time, so Any of my opinions may not currently reflect present me, aka future me, aka the guy who's going to watch these later and go, oh my god, I was an idiot. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt, and then I'll finish cleaning this up. Otherwise, whenever we come back, we'll start doing oil. Advanced oil processing, still kind of not unreachable, but a little inconvenient. And then we're gonna need batteries. Let's do this because I keep complaining about it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Decent way to go about doing things. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you have been enjoying these videos in this series, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have fun.